Disrespect doesn't begin with rudeness. It begins when someone realizes your reaction is predictable, when they know you'll explain, when they know you'll defend, when they know you'll respond. That is when the tone changes. Most people believe respect is something you earn by being helpful, by being understanding, by being available. But that belief quietly creates the opposite effect, because human behavior doesn't respond to effort. It responds to boundaries it can't read. The moment someone feels they can access you fully, without consequence, without delay, without mystery, something shifts, not consciously, but instinctively. People who are respected do not rush to clarify themselves. They allow misunderstanding to exist. Psychologically, this creates uncertainty, and uncertainty forces others to self-correct. When nothing is explained, the mind fills the gap on its own, usually with caution. They do not react immediately, not because they're calm by discipline, but because reaction isn't urgent to them. Delay changes power dynamics. A fast response signals availability. A measured pause signals self-containment. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a quiet idea. Action loses power when it is tied to reaction. What is not reactive cannot be controlled. They don't correct disrespect in the moment. They let the moment pass, because confrontation gives clarity, and clarity gives comfort. Hot silence, on the other hand, creates tension. Not emotional tension, but psychological tension. People instinctively retreat from what feels unresolved. When you say nothing, you leave the disrespect with them. They don't overjustify their decisions. No long reasons. No emotional framing. Just decisions that stand on their own. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once hinted at this without instruction. What stands firm doesn't argue for its firmness. Explanation invites negotiation. Presence does not. They reduce access instead of demanding respect. Less availability, less emotional visibility, less predictability. Nothing dramatic changes. No announcement is made. But behavior adjusts around absence, because the human mind values what it cannot casually reach. They don't try to be understood by everyone. They allow some people to misread them. And this is critical. The need to be understood is often louder than the need to be respected. When that need dissolves, something stabilizes. The Bhagavad Gita describes steadiness like this. A person rooted within is untouched by praise or dismissal. That rootedness is felt. It is never explained. Disrespect fades when reaction fades, not because others improve, but because access changes. Nothing is enforced. Nothing is announced. But once you notice how silence reshapes behavior, you don't try to fix it anymore. You simply stop feeding it, and somehow, things fall back into place.